Many thanks for staying with us. Now, a senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, has criticized the proposed bill on compulsory voting, describing it as unconstitutional. The bill, sponsored by the House Speaker Tajudeen Abbas, proposes a 6-month jail term or 100,000 naira fine for eligible voters who fail to participate in elections. Falana argues that the bill violates Nigeria's and citizens' rights to privacy, freedom of thought and voluntary participation in elections. Falana wants the House to withdraw the bill and recommends electoral reforms like amending the Electoral Act to include proposals from the Uwais Electoral Reform Panel. And now let's run you through the world's democracies where voting by eligible voters is compulsory and carries sanctions, fine or punishment, as you may like to put it. And there are 22 of them. Now, 2 of them, as part of what you can see on your screen, are African nations, namely the Democratic Republic of Congo and Egypt. And 7 of them are in South America, 5 in North America, 3 in Europe, and 2 in Oceania, and of course 3 in Asia. Now, for more on the alleged irregularities in this story as regards people having to vote mandatorily, we're going to be talking to Habib Aruna, and Habib is a publisher and a current affairs analyst. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. We can't hear you yet. Can you please unmute your device? All right, I think we can hear you now. Okay, so let's start with your views as regards mandatory voting.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. We can hear you now. Can you hear me too?
Okay, good. Good. Well, I think I will wholeheartedly share the sentiment expressed by Uwais Bakoba and Mr. Femi Falana, son. You see, you cannot mandate people to go and vote. People cannot be mandated or made it a compulsory for citizens to go and express their franchise. It will be at variance with our constitution that guarantees freedom of speech and the right to privacy. And by extension, rights to conscience. People cannot be forced to go and vote because we have not reached that stage yet. This is not a banana republic, you know, and the fine they are putting into it, we also not make it work. It is the way and manner of democracy is being run that is making people to be less interested in the process. When people now realize that when they vote, their vote will not count. When they realize that the democratic space has been structured to favor the elite, they will not be interested in voting. To them, voting is not for them. Because when they vote, their vote will not count. So that presumably may have contributed or influenced the way and manner the rest people are thinking. That is why I assume that they want to make voting compulsory, you know, for Nigerians. I think that is not, they're not getting it right. What they need to get right, the first instance, is the first place, is to make sure that our vote can't. Once our vote can't, people will be interested to vote. Once the result of the election reflects what the people have done at the ballot box, there's no way they won't go back the next time to vote. But when it's not a reflection of their voting pattern, they will not be interested in voting. No matter the compulsion, no matter the mandatory efforts they are making to put it in place, it cannot work. The best thing to do it is to make sure that there is a free and fair process, free, transparent, credible electoral process. Once that one is done, people will be interested to go and vote willingly on their own. That is my opinion.
In as much as I might understand what your standpoint is, one would look at it from the angle of there's no perfect system. There's no perfect system anywhere in the world. And even in those imperfections, in those other climes, people are still patriotic enough to participate in exercising their franchise when it comes to electoral processes. So how would you now describe the difference between those other systems that are not perfect, but then we still have people who are still voting, and in Nigeria, whereby the system is equally not perfect, but people are being told this is what you need to do?
There is no where democracy is perfect. Democracy is a journey. It's not a destination. You know, it will, with time come to perfection, little by little, come to perfection. Even the most democratic country with robust democracy, like America, you know, they are still learning. It's a step, they're still learning, even though their own is becoming increasingly matured over time. But in Nigeria, if you look at our journey from 1999 to date, I don't think it's a thing to be proud of. We cannot raise glass and pop champagne that our democracy is growing, it's becoming robust. No. It's not at all. We are, and you know that. So I think what the elite, what the political players and politicians, what they should be focused on for now is how to make, because election is the basics of democracy. Elections is the basis, periodic election is the basis for democracy. Some countries that you mentioned before I came in, most of them are not democratic. Look at Bolivia, look at Egypt. They're not democratic. You know, US is not there, Britain is not there. European countries are not there. So you need to make sure that you put in place structures that will guarantee free and fair elections. And look at elections in Nigeria in 2007, 2003. Look at the people that came out to vote. They came out in droves to vote because their votes were counting. But over time, 2011, 2015, we've been witnessing people are not interested. And people are not becoming, because what they are voting for, they are not seeing it. Their votes are not counting. So they are not influencing the system. It's becoming increasingly apparent to them that the system is tilted to favor the elite. So they're not interested in it. So once the players are geared, what efforts are geared to make sure that what people want is done. When we go out to vote, let the results show that this is what we voted for. Not some people will go behind the curtain and manipulate the results. That will not work for any system. And I can tell you, by this mandate, people should not be mandated to go and vote. No, they cannot work in Nigeria. And for sure, it's against our constitution, which guarantee freedom of speech and right to do anything. If you take me to court, I will go to court and take my lawyer. All right,
Habib Aruna, let's hang that conversation on that particular peg right now. But then thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us on the news.
Thank you very much.